This is News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM KFYO. We're on mornings with Dave King and Matt Martin. Dave King is out. Matt Crow is sitting in for Dave King. So is Matt and Matt. And sitting in with us is Eddie McBride, the president CEO of the Chamber of Commerce in Lubbock. How are you doing, Eddie?
Matt, I'm fine. Thank you. Good morning. Welcome to all your listeners today.
Yeah. So, Chamber of Commerce, what's new?
This time of year is usually, we're past the Business Expo. We're planning for a lot of future events. Our next major event is March 6th, the Diversity Summit. We want to talk about that, but we also have a lot of other planning going on. Our Young Entrepreneurs Academy, tonight they meet again for about their 15th class, and we have 20 young CEOs that are creating their own jobs, creating their own companies, and they're real excited about that. They're in the middle of doing their business plan review, and also tonight they're learning how to do their 90-second elevator speech. So it's really cool working with these kids who are from 12 to 18 years of age. It's really neat.
So how did the Business Expo go?
It went well. We moved it to a different time of year,
Right.
which there was a little bit of consternation about that. But I think the quality of the foot traffic and everything, the folks, I heard very, very good responses as far as the quality of the people who were there. So as far as the business-to-business opportunity for them to get leads and everything, I think it worked well. We're still working on precisely when it's going to be next year. We heard from some folks if I was to categorize it, the majority of the people were happy when it was, but there were a few people that we might be able to make happier.
Yeah.
But
a little tweaking here and
yeah,
there.
well, we moved it from May to January again because
big
obviously
difference.
we don't want 3 or 4 of our major events at the same point in time, because a lot of the sponsorship opportunities get watered down a little bit if we're competing against our own events. So we're taking those planning considerations into seriously. It's very important. So we'll change it for next year. But our next big event, March 6th, Diversity Summit, I think it's going to be our first chance. We got started several years ago post-Ferguson when the Greater St. Louis Chamber was on the ground within a couple of days of that chaos and disaster, with small business discounted loans available to the businesses that were impacted there. So we started our planning from there to have some type of crisis response, and now we've gone into the workplace environment where we're trying to improve workplace and celebrate diversity in the workplace. So obviously not only you can enhance your working conditions and working relations, but enhance talent pipelines and things of that nature. So on March 6th, we're going to have what I consider to be, a very important opportunity. So if folks have any interest about it, they can get in touch with us at the Chamber at 761-7000, or also go on our website. We have a very good explanation of what we're doing with the Diversity Summit on the website too.
So what's the goal of the Diversity Summit?
Again, the whole thing the whole theme is belonging, create a culture of intentional inclusion. Every single one of our speakers are talking about anywhere from race, ethnicity, diversity across the line, to include even things that a lot of us don't think about, like invisible challenges that folks might experience in the workplace. What we're trying to do is to help raise awareness and educate people to the fact that if they understand these differences amongst people and they celebrate them and they learn how to better accept them and understand people who have those differences, then obviously there's ways to work together better in the workplace. We have one panel that's talking about beliefs in business, talking about the role of faith in business, on how an owner-operator or even the owning collaborative effort of a company can actually influence the way that folks do business in the workplace by using faith as the basis. Mm-hmm. That nationally has drawn a lot of attention. So we're not talking about the national societal issues that are going on. We're down to the basic workplace, down to the very grassroots level of how people can learn how to better understand themselves to work together better. Yeah. A pretty simple concept in my mind, and so it's like a workplace training effort. It's human relations. It's like a SHRM will be there. We'll have the Star Care folks there talking about the invisible challenges. We'll have a lot of CEOs and business owners talking about their experiences. We'll be talking about the business case for diversity, as far as obviously why it's important to business to understand the importance of diversity. So it's our first ever attempt again, at a grassroots level to talk about workforce issues from a workforce training and development perspective on how we can better our opportunities to create more opportunities for commerce.
Okay, and so we'll go ahead and take a break, and when we come back, you can tell us kind of what else y'all have planned for the future and what else is going on. We'll be right back right after this. This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. I'm Matt Martin. Sitting in with me is Matt Crow, and we have Eddie McBride here, the president CEO of the Chamber of Commerce here in Lubbock, Texas. So we were talking about the Diversity Council. Now we have coming up. You have other events. What else do you have going on right now?
We some of the things that we're preparing for, obviously, is in the off legislative season. Our Government Relations Committee is very active, and we've developed our issues on what we're going to be following for the year. And Matt attends occasionally of those meetings, and we appreciate him showing up to those and representing representative bureaus and all of the. We usually have a lot of the elected official staffs coming, and so it's good business meeting.
Well, I think that's one of the services that the Chamber provides business owners that I think most business owners know about, but I don't think the general public really knows. But the Chamber does a good job of tracking both federal and state laws that affect businesses. And if you're a small business owner, normally you don't have the horsepower to do this on your own. You're concerned about growing your business and meeting your payroll. You don't have your own government relations department, and that's one of the great things about the Lubbock Chamber is that they've got a very active and proactive government affairs office, which is in constant contact with the membership on a federal level. Ted Cruz's office, Cornyn and Jody's office, and then, of course, on the state level with boroughs and John Frullo and Charles Perry. So that's something I think business owners, they know about, but I don't think they quite know how much good work that the staff does.
Well, and we sued the federal government in 2016 5 times, and we sued them once last year for things such as the overtime rule, the fiduciary rule, the persuader rule, the EPA Clean Power Plan, and then the regional Hayes rule. So we obviously are doing a good job at representing businesses, especially, Matt, like you say, the small businesses that can't get out of their office. Another recent example is what we've done in support of what the mayor and city council are doing with the Auditorium Coliseum. We support 100%, not wasting any more tax dollars. We don't care. Yeah, we know how we got to where we are with the previous councils, not making sure they're taking care of business, but where we are today in the Performing Arts Center, Buddy Holly Hall coming online, and the need for having a new dirt floor arena, an expo center. So we'll be taking that on for the May ballot and supporting it as a governmental affairs city local issues.
So, can I ask you a question about that?
Absolutely.
So why would we not wait until the Buddy Holly Center was built to get rid of the auditorium?
Well, don't forget, it takes, once that you make these decisions, it takes a while for all that stuff to happen. Just because in May, once it's approved to abandon it, the legal process will take a while. Celebrity Attractions has already decided that they'll pull out of there. They know it's going to go away. Well, that was an operational decision on their part. Mm-hmm. It's been difficult to have quality performing opportunities, events in the auditorium because obviously it's not in great condition. It's not one of the best places to go. So you have other alternatives at the present. You still have obviously the Civic Center Auditorium and other venues that you can do. So you hope that there is a short time frame between when Buddy Holly Hall is open in early 20 is what last I heard, and so this is first quarter of 18. So in reality, it's not a really huge time. The biggest question, Matt, is what is going to replace the Coliseum. Yeah. And we're under the impression that there are conversations going on even as we speak to replace the Coliseum.
Would you be in favor of a new exposition center
Absolutely.
down the road?
Absolutely. Now the question is how it's going to be funded. There's a lot of good public-private arrangements that you can see around the state. There's a lot of private arrangements that you've seen. Just look at the Mallet Center in Level Land. What a great opportunity that was for them. And I am sure that where there's a will, there's going to be a way when the leaders get together in the community to make that happen, just like they did with Buddy Holly Hall.
I asked Councilman Massingale last week, does anybody have any kind of a price estimation of what something like that would cost to build? Because I know you've got to have different arenas and holding areas and pens and parking and so on and so forth. I mean, is there any ideas that you could? I mean, we have lots of space around town, but I mean, do we know ballpark what something like that would cost?
Matt, we did when we did a feasibility study right after Imagine Lubbock Together got started, the Chamber did a feasibility study that resulted in obviously laying the groundwork for the planning for Buddy Holly Hall. And in it, we also looked to see what would happen, whether it be a 3,500 or a 5,500 seat dirt floor arena. Now, the reason why you don't want to call it a dirt floor arena, it's going to be so much more than just a dirt floor arena, and at that point in time, you're talking about, depending on the number of seats, depending on the size of the floor, your exposition center activities as well. It's going to be anywhere from 15-20 million to 60 million, depending on the size, depending on all the accoutrements. It's going to depend a lot on exactly how you design the setup. So the more seats you have, the bigger it'll be, the more it's going to cost.
So from that, what you're looking at, you would want dirt. You would want ice probably to be there. How will this change what kind of people are going to be coming in using this? I mean, right now they said 9, maybe 10 times a year the Coliseum's being used. How would that change if we had something more like that?
Well, the biggest thing that we've lost in this community is livestock shows and equestrian events. And if you ever look at the amount of those multi-million-dollar horse travel packages that travel through this town to go to Levelland, you understand what we're talking about. We're losing the opportunity to do. So what I hope to have happen is a host of equestrian events that will be coming to town. Will be very attractive to that. And also the livestock shows, whether it be the junior livestock show that we've lost because of the Goliath, what happened to chase the livestock show to Plainview, and other events of that nature. So, from a farming and ranching perspective, we have a large opportunity for people to come to Lubbock, and that's just one feather in our cap that we need to stick back in our cap and make ourselves more attractive to. Very supportive of that from not just a visitors and tourism perspective, but even the local perspective of supporting obviously what we do here with the farm FFA and the other kids here locally.
Yeah. We're going to go ahead and take our last break right quick, and when we come back, we'll just give you the floor, see, you can just kind of go over whatever you want to.
You bet. Thanks.
Okay, this is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. Again, I'm Matt Martin. Sitting in with me is Matt Crow. We want to throw the mic over to Eddie McBride. You've got a few things you want to go over before we run out of time.
Well, thanks again, Matt, for having the chance to be here. And February 22nd, our Business After Hours, the last one of this particular month, is going to be at Happy State Bank, and it's going to be a happy business after hours. So February 22nd, 5:30 at their 98th Street location. It's going to be a lot of fun. Happy State Bank has a beautiful location that we get to celebrate. Business After Hours is essentially a mixer where you bring your business card and you come in and you develop relationships through that opportunity to meet other people. Tell them about your business and learn about theirs. So Business After Hours is a lot of fun. Our next one is March 8th, going to be at the Downtown Courtyard Marriott. Then on March 20th, our next major event after the Diversity Summit is going to be the Salute to Ag Luncheon. And that's where obviously we celebrate everything in agriculture in our community, in our region. So this year our guest speaker is going to be Aaron Alejandro from Wichita Falls, who's a muckety-muck in the FFA. So it's great to have obviously a Salute to Ag Luncheon that we have the FFA guys come in and speak to us. So we have a lot of events coming up. The next one after that's going to be April. It's going to be the Uncorked Wine event. We don't have any judging opportunities for you there, Matt, like we will for barbecue. But you'll need to come on out on April 27th and
I'll
enjoy
tell you,
that.
me and my wife went out to the first one, and so far that's been our favorite event. I mean, we absolutely loved it. So.
Well, we'll have another great one. Again, it'll be at the Windmill Center. So obviously it's going to be a great chance to do that.
What else do we have going long term?
Well, besides the barbecue, we've already talked to y'all here on the show about the barbecue and everything coming up. This year we're going to be going to do something different. We're going to go out to the fairgrounds this year.
Oh.
So it'll be the first time that we've ever
be
not
wide
been
open
downtown.
then, huh?
Yeah, we look to probably increase the opportunity for logistics and for foot traffic.
Yeah. All right. Well, Eddie, we want to thank you so much for coming out. Again, President CEO of Lubbock Chamber of Commerce. So thank you for coming out. When we come back, we're going to have the Lions Club to talk about the pancake breakfast.
Oh, my gosh. That's great.
So we're excited about that. We love pancakes. We love the pancake breakfast. We love to support the Lions Club. This is News Talk 95.1 FM, 790 AM KFYO. We'll be right back after some news and weather.